Inside the World War II mountain ration tin, the survival kit few people recognise. The smallest tin carried by World War II mountain troops may be one of the most overlooked survival tools ever issued in modern warfare. And honestly, almost nobody today understands just how much was packed into it. This wasn't just food in a box. It was a carefully engineered answer to cold, altitude, hunger, exhaustion, and, well, time. A metal container designed for soldiers fighting where trucks failed, supply lines broke, and weather could kill faster than bullets. Inside this mountain ration tin was a quiet lesson in survival that, still matters today. And once you understand what was really inside it, you'll never look at modern survival gear the same way again. Why mountain warfare forced a new kind of ration. World War II pushed armies into places humans were never meant to fight. The Alps, the Apennines, the Balkans, the Caucasus, and the mountains of Norway weren't just battlefields. They were survival tests. Cold burned calories at terrifying speed. Thin air crushed endurance. Snow and rock destroyed resupply schedules. A standard field ration simply didn't work up there. It was too bulky, too fragile, and too dependent on cooking fires that were hard to light and, honestly, even harder to hide. Mountain troops needed food that was compact, dense, durable, and usable without comfort. That pressure gave birth to a specialized ration tin, issued to elite units like German Gebirgsjäger, Italian Alpini, Austrian mountain units, and similar formations across Europe. This tin wasn't about morale. It was about staying alive long enough to fight. Before opening it, the container already tells a story. Mountain ration tins were smaller than standard field ration cans, built from thick steel or aluminum to survive drops, crushing packs, and extreme cold without splitting. The lid sealed tight to keep moisture out, which mattered when snow melt could soak everything in minutes. The size was intentional. It fit easily into a rucksack or coat pocket, and could be opened with gloved hands. No fragile paper wrappers, no unnecessary bulk. Even empty, the tin wasn't trash. Soldiers reused it for melting snow, heating food, carrying small gear, or storing matches. In survival terms, the container doubled as a tool. That mindset runs through everything inside. The first thing most people expect is canned meat. Sometimes that was included, but mountain ration tins focused on something more important: calories per gram. Inside, you'd typically find dense foods like hard biscuits, compressed bread, fat-rich spreads, chocolate, and sugar-based supplements. Fat was prized. In cold environments, fat burns slower and keeps the body warm longer than carbohydrates alone. Chocolate wasn't a luxury. It was fuel that didn't freeze solid, didn't require cooking, and could be eaten while moving. Biscuits were dry and nearly indestructible, designed to survive weeks without moulding. Some tins included meat paste or sausage, sealed in smaller containers, chosen for shelf life over taste. This wasn't gourmet food. It was efficient nutrition designed to keep a soldier functional when conditions were brutal. Here's the clever part most people miss. Mountain ration tins often included fuel tablets or compact solid fuel along with a small folding stove or instructions for improvising one using the tin itself. This allowed soldiers to heat food or melt snow without building a visible fire. In mountainous terrain, smoke gave away positions instantly. Wood was often buried under snow or simply unavailable. A smokeless heat source was a tactical advantage and a survival necessity. This idea echoes directly into modern survival kits today. The concept of low signature heat didn't start with camping gear. It came from battlefield necessity. Hydration at altitude is tricky. Cold suppresses thirst, but dehydration happens faster. To address this, many mountain ration tins included powdered drink mixes. These weren't just flavour, you know. They added quick sugars, sometimes salts, and encouraged soldiers to drink melted snow, which otherwise tasted flat and unappealing. Some mixes even included caffeine or mild stimulants to fight fatigue. It was psychological as much as physical. A warm, sweet drink could stabilize morale in environments where exhaustion and isolation really wore soldiers down. Modern electrolyte drinks follow the same principle, just with better branding. Beyond food, some mountain ration tins included small survival extras. Matches sealed in wax containers. Sometimes a basic first aid item. Occasionally tobacco, which wasn't just for smoking, but also helped calm nerves and mask hunger. These additions weren't random. They addressed real problems soldiers faced during long, exposed deployments where resupply could fail entirely. What's striking is how little was wasted. Every item earned its place by solving more than one problem. That's the heart of historical survival design. Officially, mountain ration tins were meant for emergencies or extended operations away from supply lines. In reality, soldiers often broke them open strategically. A portion might be saved for later. Chocolate rationed carefully. Fuel tablets reserved for nights when warmth was critical. Experienced mountain troops learned quickly that eating everything at once was a mistake. The ration taught discipline. It forced planning. That mindset is just as valuable today as the calories themselves. The World War II mountain ration tin wasn't about comfort. It was about function under pressure. That lesson still applies. So, here's the thing. Compact calories matter more than volume. Tools, well, they should serve more than one purpose, you know. Packaging ought to be reusable. Heat sources need to be discreet, and honestly, food should work without preparation. Modern survival kits, they often fail by being too complicated or too dependent on ideal conditions. These tins, though, assume the worst and planned accordingly. That's why, even now, they still deserve attention. Most World War II history focuses on weapons tanks and battles. Rations, well, they don't photograph well. They don't win medals. But survival logistics, you see, decide outcomes long before shots are fired. Mountain warfare, Well, it really magnified this reality. Soldiers didn't just fight the enemy out there. They fought hunger, cold, and exhaustion every single hour. The mountain ration tin was quiet proof that someone, somewhere, understood that survival is a system, not just a single tool. You know, today's freeze-dried meals, compact stoves, and modular survival kits owe more to these early designs than most people realize. The principles really haven't changed, only the materials have. That small tin carried up frozen ridgelines during World War II still speaks to us. It says that survival isn't about excess. It's about understanding your environment and, well, respecting its limits. And that lesson never goes out of date. If you enjoy uncovering forgotten survival knowledge like this, techniques built by necessity and refined by experience, make sure you're part of this journey. Subscribe to Legacy of Survival, like the video if it earned your time, and share it with someone who appreciates real history with real lessons. There's a lot more hidden wisdom waiting to be uncovered, and honestly, this is only the beginning.